1 out of every 2 men and 1 out of every 3 women will be diagnosed with cancer. But despite those huge numbers, most individuals don't know what that really means.
My name is Lisa Sims.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And can you give us some insight to where you from and your humble beginnings?
Sure. I was born and raised here, right here in Los Angeles, California, to 2 loving, dearing parents who are now gone, Jimmy Rush and Maddie Rush. They're now gone, but their brought up was country style.
Okay.
My dad was born and raised, I believe, in Alabama or Mississippi, one or the other. I know my mom was born in Chicago, Illinois. And my dad was born in Mississippi. I'm sorry, yes.
Okay, Mississippi.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So we have some country in us.
Got the southern roots.
Yes, yes, honey. But I'm a city girl, though.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so don't get that twisted.
Right.
Okay, that's right. So are there any organizations that you're a part of?
Actually, I am a part of the Pink Monkeys. They are an organization that's really catering to breast cancer awareness, but you know, she caters to pretty much all types of different cancers. So, but it's mainly the focus is breast cancer. So I am a part of that organization, and I'm happy to be a part of that. Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing.
Mhm.
So what type of work do you guys do in the community?
We do all types of giving back, you know, in the community as far as for people who have battled with cancer. We raise awareness. We raise money to help, you know, for the cause, trying to find cures, etc. So yeah.
Okay, that's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah, and we partner with Relay for Life. Yeah, so we partner with them. Every year we have this like big old shebang where everybody come out.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have to, you know, put the wigs on and the scarves on. They can come out and be themselves. And we go out there and we walk, we run, we skip, we hop, we jump, and we just have a good old time.
That's right, as you should.
Yes.
Where are you guys located?
Located in Los Angeles, California.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, Fight Like Fit, we're a source of encouragement, and your story ties into our mission statement.
Mm-hmm.
We like to encourage people in all walks of life that's fighting something, that overcame obstacles or dealing with obstacles or fighting through obstacles. So, please give my listeners some background on you and your fight in particular.
Oh my goodness. Well, where do I even begin? Okay. Well, back in 2013, I had just lost my late husband. And so I was just going through all of that, trying to, you know, regain my whole strength of my losing him and etc. And so at that point is when I learned and found out that I had stomach cancer. And so I had to take that journey one day at a time. So I found out at that time I was stage 3, okay? But they kept saying that, you know, we have to treat this immediately because we could see this spreading, you know, quite rapidly. And so I had to go through several surgeries to even see myself winning that fight.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know mentally that had to be hard on you.
Oh my goodness.
So when you first found out, what was the first thought that went through your mind?
Was no, this can't be possible. I said, no, God. I said, you didn't name me Angel Lisa for me to have to, you know, go through this. But then I had to say to myself, well, maybe this was meant for me to go through so I can be an example, because I know I'm going to win. You see, I know I'm going to win. That's what I was saying to myself at the time. I know I'm going to win because then it could be an example to those who, you know, to someone else who may be going through the same situation. So it was a hit and miss. It was like, oh, I can't believe it. But then I had to give myself a whole reality check, because you know who your God is.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. That's right. Keeping God God number one. I know that was the main source of your power.
Oh yes, honey. Without God, I couldn't have got. No. It was no way I was going to win that battle.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, how was your family's reaction?
Well, they were a bit nervous, but at the end of the day, once again, we were brought up in Christ. So our mom and dad, we had some prayer words, and when they believed in Christ, and honey, and they had us in and out of church. So my family, they were like, "No, you good, you straight, you gonna be all right, Lisa. You gonna be just fine."
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Very supportive.
That's right. So, what motivates you day to day to keep up that fight?
Oh.
Because the energy. I don't know if you know it or not, that energy is radiating through you.
Oh my goodness! Listen to you. It's my two sons. My two sons. First, God.
Yes.
And my two sons and my family. They are the ones that give me the energy and the motivation to keep living. To know that their faith stands high and their faith is number one in their life, is a priority in all of our lives. So that is what keeps me going. That is what keeps me motivated. And to see my sons smile, they're 27 and 31 today, but just to see them even just smile at me today, knowing my journey, knowing what I had went through, that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me motivated. And that's what kept me motivated.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, what changes did you have to make as far as like your diet and your lifestyle when you first found out you had the cancer?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know with dealing with something that's devastating like that, it's a lifestyle change.
Yes.
So, can you talk about some of the alterations you had to make for your life, so that you could prolong your life?
Yes.
I mean, because obviously you sitting here, you healthy,
Honey.
you in good spirits.
Yes.
So can you talk about that journey for us?
Absolutely. Well, of course, as things I had to change in my diet, but I would be lying if I tell you that I changed everything, because I didn't. I still kept living my life as if I wasn't told this. But however, some can and some can't. So of course I did make some modifications. I was eating a lot of salad and eating lots of not a lot of fruit, but I eat fruit, and then I was trying to, because I'm a sweet eater.
Mm-hmm.
We grew up on sweets, so I had to, kind of wean myself off from the sweets as much as I could. It was hard, but I did as much as I could when I could. Because I will tell you a lot. I'll be lying if I tell you I just totally knocked sweets out my diet, because I didn't. But I did adjust myself. So that's what I did.
Okay. So what were some of the healthy things you ate? I mean, outside of the fruit.
Oh, well, I did this, like I said, the salads. I did no more pork, no more beef.
Okay.
And to this day, even though I'm fine, I no longer eat beef. I no longer eat pork. And if I do, it is a treat. Okay? But it's very rare. So it's more so baked chicken. I am a baked chicken eater to this day. Every now and then I do fish, because I'm not a seafood eater. So basically I just cut all the red meat and pork out of my diet. So that's what I did.
So is that a significant difference? Like, do you feel the difference in your health in your day to day without the meat?
Yes.
Because some people feel like they can't live without it.
Oh, honey, I know. I hear the stories. But me, the chicken, as long as I have some chicken
Right.
and it's baked, not fried,
Right.
I'm all right.
So you're not a slave to your stomach.
Mm-mm.
Not at all, not at all. 'Cause that be our problem, because we grew up, I mean, myself included, we grew up on what our family called soul food, right?
That's right.
But if you trace it back and you look at the stuff we're eating, it's not necessarily soul food. It's slave food. Because it's like, why do I got to look forward to high blood pressure?
Right.
Why do I got to look forward to diabetes?
That's right.
I'm like, it's something wrong here. And then when you trace it all the way back, it goes to the health. Like, what are we eating?
Absolutely.
Black folks is just good at making something out of nothing. And
Okay,
then look,
tell the truth.
and we call it soul food.
Uh-huh.
Look, there we go. They want to throw us some scraps. Oh, we're going to make chitlins out of that.
Right.
Oh, we're going to make some yams out of that.
Chitlins.
Hey, look. We're going to get that grease and fry that chicken. And it's all with the health.
It's all with the health.
So you always trace it back to the food. So you're right. I don't accept that either. Diabetes is just hereditary.
Yeah.
Or we prone to high blood pressure. No, we're not. We all prone to greasy foods, pork, beef, and like you said, red meat.
Absolutely.
And I don't think people realize the seriousness involved in it.
Absolutely.
Like, you beat cancer.
Yes.
That's
Not one time.
Twice.
Not 2 times.
Not 2
Not
times.
3 times. Not 4 times. But close to 7 times.
oh,
Yes,
wow.
because each time, even though like through that journey of the stomach cancer, it would go away, it would come back, it would go away, it would come back, and then even when I was diagnosed with colon cancer, it would go away, it would come back, it would go away, it would come back. Like right now, I'm clean, I'm good, I'm free from it. It's been a good year, but they still have some little worries in there, here and there, the doctors, but I don't, because I know who the God I serve. He brought me from that journey of being on hospice several times, and I'm still here to smile about it today. So I'm not worried, honey. I am fine, free, clear, and thank God I am still here.
That's right, and I'm glad you mentioned hospice. So what's the pros and cons of hospice?
Well, you know, the hospice situations when they come out, of course, and they keep up with your vitals and making sure everything is there, is meeting the expectations to make sure it's not, falling, and making sure your medicine you're taking your medicine and etc. But a main thing is because they see that there's a possibility that this fight you may not win. But each and every time they came to my house, they saw something totally different. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. They really couldn't. They said, "Why are you on hospice?" I said, "Well, you have to ask the doctor because only he knows. Only my God knows. My God knows why they put me on hospice." But, the doctors felt that it was a concern. They saw something different. But then at some point, God turned all of that different around to the better good. So, hey, I'm here.
That's right. So what advice would you give to another woman in your position finding that out? Because it's devastating.
First of all, you have to connect with your spiritual side. Without a spiritual side, you are going to lose hope. So you have to connect to your spiritual side. Believe in God, believe in yourself, and do not accept those words that you have cancer. The moment you accept it, you will see a difference, you will deteriorate, and there is a possibility you will pass on. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people do be real strong. Some people are they're strong-minded. They think very positive, and yet they have not made it. And for those who have not made it, it was only because God said, "Job well done. I need you over here with me." So, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So, what advice would you give your teenage self, like you today, if you could talk to yourself at 13 years old, what advice would you give to yourself?
Oh my goodness, it would be totally different. I definitely would have been more physically, involved in my physical being. I really would have changed my whole total eating habits. Wow. I think those are the two main things, because even as a young child, like I said, we grew up in Christ, so that was in us, regardless of which way we have went, even as we've grown up into adults. But I think those would be the main things that I really would have changed. I would have stayed more physically active. You know how you go to school and you have PE class?
Mm-hmm.
But when you become after high school, you be like, okay, I don't have to do with all that anymore. I don't have to run around that little baseball field anymore. But but now I wish I had it, because maybe I would have been a little more fit, and then too, if I had taken my nutrition a little bit more better, then maybe I could have bypassed all of that. But at the end of the day, God had a plan, and that plan was I assume, to have me in that journey so that I can be a living testimony to somebody else. So.
Oh man, that's beautiful. I'm glad you see things that way, because some people are so negative. You can clearly see the sky is blue, but they'll argue down.
Yeah.
The sky is purple. The sky is purple. I'm mad at God right now. What would you tell those type of people with that thought process?
Oh my goodness, to just please not to be upset, not to be angry. Don't be mad at yourself. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Regardless of how we may have lived our life, it's not our fault. It's still a journey that we all had to go through, because sometimes that journey is what makes us stronger. Okay, and that's and making us stronger is making us be a better person, of who we are today. So I would say, please, don't be angry at yourself. Don't be angry at God. Just accept who you are. I'm not saying accept the situation, but just try to make the situation a better situation. So that would be my advice.
That's beautiful. So who would you say has been influential in your growth?
Oh my goodness, my mother. My mother, God first, and my mother. And my mother, she fought cancer too, but my mother has played a big, big role in my life. And besides my mother, it's been my sister Trisha. She has also been like a mother figure to me, because when we were kids, my mother and my father always put me with her. Although she's 3 years older than I am, but she played a very, very important part in my life. She has really taught me to become the woman who I am today. She the one taught me about joy. Trisha taught me about happiness. She taught me about peace. Main thing, she taught me about love, and that's who I'm about today. I'm about love because of my sister. You know, no matter how angry I tried to be, no matter how upset I tried to be, but she used to always tell me, Lisa, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. You know, you're going to be just fine, girl, because God has blessed you with love. And that's who I am today. And I thank God for my mom, and I thank God for my sister.
That's right. They said take a village to raise a family.
Yep.
So God put the right people in your life.
Yes, he did. I mean, my mom and my dad and my sister. You know, I have other siblings, don't get me wrong, and I love them all, and they all play a different role in my life too. But Trisha is the one that, her and I are best friends. No matter where she moved to, I'm following right behind her. I'm next door somewhere. Wherever she's at, I'm next door, not too far away, because she plays a big, big part in my life. Yeah.
So, real quick, can you tell my listeners where they can find you at, and give the names of the organizations that you're a part of, where we can find your organizations at as well?
Absolutely. That organization is not mine. It's owned by Pat Wright, and she's on Facebook. But the name of the organization is called Pink Monkeys Unite, and they're on Facebook. I have not yet to see them on Instagram yet, but they are on Facebook. And it's a pleasure to be a part of that organization. Have I been consistent? I'll be lying to you and say I have not been consistent, but it's a beautiful organization. I believe in what they're doing, and I love the fact that they're trying to still find a cause for this thing that we call cancer. So yeah.
Okay, so where can we find you?
Well, Lisa Sims. Yeah. Well, Lisa Sims is on Facebook as Lisa Sims.
Yes.
But she's also on Instagram. Now, she has multiple Instagram pages because she has her hands in multiple things.
Okay.
So, you know, as far as her personal page, my personal page is Much Love All Smiles on Instagram. Okay. And the reason why I named that Much Love All Smiles is because Lisa is about love, and she loves smiling. She loves to allow her glow to shine so others could see. Yeah. So that page is there, and then I have my styling page, which is called Styled by Lisa Sims, because I love all things fashion. And then also I just launched my my new business with my sister, who's a private, she's more of the background, but you know, we did it together, and it's called Icy Lashes with the E.
Icy Lashes, spell it out for us.
It's EYE _ letter C _ lashes. Yes.
Okay, you know, there's gonna be a lot of women watching this that like lashes.
Yes.
They're like, oh, she got, where the link at?
Right, absolutely, and it's www.icylashes.com.
That's right. See, there you go right there. She the plug for the eyelashes. I got it from a woman. All right?
Oh my gosh, I love it.
You know, because it wouldn't hold that much weight if a man said it. You know. I mean, and I'm a straight man too. Like, you don't know nothing about it. Well, you said it, okay, for sure.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. That was a great interview.